We are previewing UFC 145 here with Nick Kalikas, MMA oddsmaker and DSI consultant. Right now we're going to talk about Che Mills and Rory MacDonald. Now this is an interesting fight to me. MacDonald is minus 500, and in all gambling you always want to be very careful when you're taking big favorites. But I actually think that MacDonald might be a good bet here at minus 500. Maybe put him in parlays as well, because he just looks like much better in all areas of the game. If the fight is his to lose, if he doesn't show up, or if he just mails it in, then maybe he could get caught. But other than that, and I don't think that's going to happen, I think minus 500 throwing him in parlays is a good bet. Where'd you open this one?
Well, let me knock on wood for Rory right now, Rory, because you never know. Against Che Mills, he's a dangerous fighter. Mm-hmm. Now, I opened it a little bit lower. I think it was like 475, so gradually came up with it because I know we're expecting, again, on fight day parlays, so the line will get, it's another one of those matchups that you have a phenom, going up against somebody. Che Mills is known to the diehard fans, but to the average fan, they don't know who he is.
Right.
But I'll tell you what, he's a tough dude.
Really?
So, yes. I mean, Rory, again, another matchup problem here for Che, because this fight goes to the ground. Rory should handle him pretty easy, I think, and maybe, likely submit him on the ground. But on the feet, it's definitely going to be competitive, and Che Mills is dangerous, man. He's got nasty elbows, nasty knees. He can end it anywhere. He's unorthodox at striking at times, too. So it's not an easy fight, and that's one fight that I wouldn't necessarily just lay the 5-1 on.
Okay, I take it back. No, I'm definitely not going to bet this one then.
But that being said, I do think that Rory MacDonald is the future UFC welterweight champion. He's that good. I mean, his only flaw in the UFC so far has been Carlos Condit, and that's because Carlos Condit managed to stick around and take him into deep waters again, and he ended up losing towards the end there. But this fight, I wouldn't sleep on Che Mills, but I wouldn't bet either way here, honestly. Maybe if you're a parlay type of player, maybe add John Jones and Rory MacDonald parlay type of thing.
Right. That's not a bad idea. Or what about Rory in an early sub on a prop like that?
That's a possibility too. I mean, early on he can get it to the ground, definitely fresh, no sweat. He can get the sub early on. That's not a bad bet.
And then let's move on to an even bigger favorite, which is Mark Hominik. Now he's facing Eddie Yagin. Yagin? How do you pronounce it?
Eddie Yagin. Yagin, I believe, and I could be wrong.
I pronounce it the French way. Yagin.
You might be right here.
Yes. So it's Mark Hominick against Eddie Yagin. And Hominick is minus 725, and of course he's coming off that 7-second or 6 seconds, however long it was, knockout. And that seems like a huge number, right? Do you think it's justified? Where'd you open it?
It's justified because, again, another matchup. Mark Hominick is too good of a fighter for most people to consider him losing 2 fights in a row. And let's go back to that loss, like you said, that quick loss that he had last time out. That was one of those flukish type of losses there. I mean, we have to say it like it is. So
but that could happen again, right?
It could definitely happen again. But I don't think Yagin's the type of fighter that's going to end up putting him in that position, and especially now. He knows that he has to be more cautious. So Mark Hominick's not going to come out there and be a little lackadaisical. Like, that's what happened possibly. He wasn't expecting to come out there and just get lit up like he did in his last fight. But in this fight, he's a better, outmatched totally. I mean, on the feet, Yagin's not bad. This is the problem, though. I mean, it might seem like I think Eddie Yagin sucks by this line, but I don't. I think he's a talented fighter, but this weight class I don't think is good for him. I think he needs to make the drop down. And after this fight, if the UFC keeps him around, he probably will drop down a weight class. So Yagin might be competitive in a different weight class, but this is not the fight. And again, another fight that you have to keep a line high on because the bettors will come out there and chew it up.
So who are you going to need in this one?
We'll definitely probably be even on this fight, but a little bit more towards Mark Hominick. So it's another fight that will let the public bet a little bit of the dog on.
Okay, all right. So what about a Hominick, John Jones, Rory MacDonald parlay?
I think all three of them should come through. So another, as we keep going, we're probably going to add a couple more on here.
Yeah, that could be a dangerous parlay for you guys.